This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Police see driver of a white Toyota vehicle involved in fatal hit-and-run in Moko. Investigators in Clarendon are seeking the public's assistance to track down the driver of a white Toyota motor vehicle that mowed down a pedestrian in the Moko area of the parish on Wednesday night. 61-year-old farmer Jacob Bartley, otherwise called the Ginger Man, was killed in a suspected hit-and-run incident in Moko. Reports from the Moko police are that about 8:15 p.m., Bartley was crossing the Bowens Gate Main Road when he was hit by a Toyota motor vehicle that did not stop. He was again hit by a motorcycle, which also crashed, injuring the driver. The police were summoned, and upon their arrival, Bartley and the injured motorcyclist were found on the scene. Both were taken to hospital, where Bartley was pronounced dead and the motorcyclist was treated and released. The police are asking the driver of the white Toyota motor vehicle to report to the nearest police station or anyone who may have information on Wednesday night's fatal collision to contact the police immediately. Petersfield residents protest alleged police shooting. Residents of the Riverhead area of the Carowena community in Petersfield, Westmoreland, mounted roadblocks in the area to protest the shooting of a man allegedly by the police on Friday. A resident who did not wish to be identified by name told the news that she heard numerous gunshots in the area. "I was sitting right here. I'm here, bow, 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 and all the children run in the garage. There was no shootout. I want justice. It's not right," she shouted. Deputy Superintendent of Police in charge of operations for the Westmoreland Police Division, Adrian Hamilton, told the news that the roadblock was in relation to a police operation in the Carowena area. Police were on operation when they were confronted by a group of men who fired on them. The police, in defense of their lives, returned the fire. The area was checked and no one was found injured, Hamilton shared. However, Hamilton said that late Friday, 20-year-old Jashon Atkinson turned up at the Savannah Lamar Hospital suffering from gunshot wounds. The matter is now the subject of a probe by the Independent Commission of Investigations, the Westmoreland CIB, as well as the internal arms of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. This area has seen a high level of criminal activities coming from last year, leading to the start of this year as well, said Hamilton. The DSP is imploring residents to share what they know with the police in order to allow the investigative process to take its course. Hamilton has also named Mark Phillips, otherwise called Frog Heart, from Riverhead in Carowena, as well as Sheldon Allen, otherwise called Bushead, as persons of interest. He is urging the men to turn themselves over to the authorities within the next 24 hours. Meanwhile, another resident who spoke with the news team claimed the lawmen started firing before they exited their vehicles. "Yesterday them forward, them start shoot before them open the car. Nobody no shoot after them or nothing," he declared. Crash claims the life of 23-year-old man. A man died as a result of injuries he received in an accident along the Sedge Pond Main Road in Clarendon on Friday. He has been identified as a 23-year-old Jordan Lewis of a Water Lane address. Reports from the Exeter police are that about 6 o'clock Friday evening, the driver of a Toyota motor car was traveling towards a racecourse when, on reaching a section of the roadway, he allegedly drove into the path of Lewis's motorcycle, causing the collision. The police were alerted and Lewis was taken to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Investigations are ongoing. Haitian assassination suspect pays hefty for boat trip to Jamaica and tried to bribe police who arrested him. The second Haitian president assassination suspect to be caught in Jamaica paid handsomely to get here with his family by sea and tried to bribe law enforcers who arrested him early Saturday morning in a St. Elizabeth village in southwestern Jamaica, the news understands. Former Haitian opposition senator John Joel Joseph is one of 3 key suspects being hunted in relation to the July 2021 assassination of former Haitian President Jovenel Moïse. In his bid to flee arrest and prosecution, Joseph was said by investigators to have paid $12,000 to get to Jamaica by boat last December. He was accompanied by his wife and their 2 children when he successfully made the trip here, and regularly paid community folk in Warminster Village near Alumna Partners in the constituency of St. Elizabeth Southeastern to keep his identity away from the radar of snoopers, telling them often that he wanted to find a better life here, information reaching the news suggested. When he was held by police acting on a tip, Joseph was said to have also offered $2 million to law enforcers as a bribe. According to news sources, the former lawmaker begged police officers not to allow him to be deported, claiming that he would be killed if he were to be returned to his homeland. The news was told that Joseph, who did not attempt to deny his identity, was found with a stash of documents all written in French, which investigators are going over in a bid to get more details. Joseph, who had a $61,000 US bounty paid on his head, was holed up in a house with his wife, said to be an attorney at law. The children, one of whom is 18 years old, were sleeping in another house nearby. Up to the time of his capture, about 2 a.m., Joseph and his family were being aided by community folk in their everyday activities. The news was informed that the former senator, who is one of 3 suspects that the National Police of Haiti issued 3 wanted notices in July last year, got the money through his cash-rich co-conspirator for the journey by boat, a common occurrence by Haitians, though many of them head to Jamaica because of tough economic conditions in the French-speaking country, which borders the Dominican Republic and forms the country of Hispaniola. In the meantime, United States and Haitian law enforcement officials who were informed of the development have been in dialogue with the Jamaican police. Later on Saturday, Joseph's identity was confirmed by Haitian officials, the news was told. And the police are following other lines of inquiries, as it is believed that Joseph, who has collected large sums of cash since he has been on the island, is being supported by well-connected individuals who bankrolled the president's assassination. Moise was killed on July 7 when a hit team burst into the president's residence and shot him. His wife Martine was wounded but survived. Judicial police have questioned at least 21 presidential guards who were present on the fateful night. In July last year, the National Police of Haiti issued 3 wanted notices for men who they said are accused of murder, attempted murder, and armed robbery. Among the men were the former legislator Rudolph Jar, a businessman and a manager of several companies, and Joseph Felix Abadio, a former official of the Unit for the Fight Against Corruption. Also in July last year, the police announced that a Florida-based doctor had been arrested in connection with the killing. Earlier this month, Colombian Mario Antonio Palacios, who was arrested in Jamaica in October, was being deported to his native Colombia when Interpol notified him during a stopover in Panama that the U.S. government was extraditing him. Palacios has been charged with a conspiracy to commit murder or kidnapping outside of the United States in relation to President Moise's assassination. The 43-year-old ex-Colombian army officer is also charged with providing material support resulting in death, knowing or intending that such material support would be used to prepare for or carry out the conspiracy to kill or kidnap. New police station for Lacovia, St. Elizabeth. Construction of a new police station in Lacovia, St. Elizabeth is scheduled to get underway this year, with $200 million to be spent on the project. Minister of National Security Dr. Horace Chang made the disclosure on Thursday during a tour of St. Elizabeth. Dr. Chang said there are also plans to expand CCTV surveillance in Black River and Santa Cruz. The National Security Minister is expecting the CCTV in Black River to be a very strong tool in crime fighting. COVID surge sickens doctors and overwhelms health facilities. The Jamaica Medical Doctors Association is calling for health facilities to commence operating in emergency mode given an overburdened healthcare system with understaffed and sick doctors due to a surge in COVID-19 cases. The association has also requested an urgent meeting with Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton to discuss the way forward. In a statement on Saturday, the JMDA said that while there is an increased number of individuals seeking care at health facilities, there is also a large number of junior doctors who are in isolation or quarantine due to the high levels of exposure from caring for patients with COVID-19. As a result, it said there is an island-wide disruption in the association's ability to provide adequate patient care because they are understaffed. Those who remain on the ground currently are getting sick and or suffering from burnout. It is impractical for us to be expected to run clinics, wards, operating theaters, and all emergency units on a vastly reduced staff cohort, the association explained. We are thus requesting that health facilities commence operating in emergency mode. The JMDA will always prioritize the well-being of our junior doctors whilst ensuring that we efficiently carry out our duties in a safe work environment, it continued. Jamaica is currently facing the fourth wave of COVID-19 cases. The JMDA further appealed to the Jamaican citizens to wear well-fitted masks, wash hands frequently, stay 6 feet apart, get vaccinated, and most importantly, stay home when sick. It noted that it is likely that both Delta and Omicron variants of COVID-19 are in circulation, of which symptoms can range from a runny or stuffy nose, sore throat, cough, headache, fever and chills, diarrhea, and shortness of breath. We are aware that people think there is a bad flu going around, but the assumption needs to be that this bad flu is COVID-19 until proven otherwise. It is unconscionable to expose others unnecessarily, especially when you are unaware of their medical comorbidities, the association said. It added that too many Jamaicans have lost their lives. Each life lost was someone's mother, father, sibling, or child. We implore persons to get vaccinated as it reduces the risk of serious illness and hospitalization, thereby lessening the burden on the healthcare system. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.